He's rising. Okay. We time out. Danner 69. EU qualifier as Rxii looks to try and slowly move himself higher and higher up the EU rankings. Moxie, Zen, and Luis P. Joreuz held that third spot for a while. It was Moxie, Zen, Joreuz as he gets a reset to get his first goal. To actually watch the leaderboard a little bit closer than I could right before the deadline. And I want to say that Joreuz got a couple losses while already in the top 3. Joreuz queued 3 times and lost 3 times when Luis was not queuing. Wow. Crazy stuff. Leaderboard. Joreuz is a guy, though, who doesn't play ranked ones very often. And that's why I was really excited to see him for this tournament today. And is that going to unleash a whole nother Joreuz that nobody's ready for? We'll have to wait and see. Rxii had been good at the start of this game. Trying to match. Rxii able to clear this double off the backboard and counter for a third. We're playing the tournament. Joreuz winning a 50 at the midfield. Prime till full-time movement, which I appreciate. Joreuz is just like me for real, dude. All right, this is a great dribble. Joreuz tried to pre-jump it. Rxii goes over the top and finishes with a double. Joreuz not trying to start this series with a loss. He's had a lot of midfield wins that have resulted. Joreuz backing off this one. No reason to go all in. Wait a second, Rxii, look at this pinch. He needed a pinch. Nothing else would have worked. He needed the ball in the net right now. He got to save all of his extra time to get a kickoff goal. Oh my goodness, Rxii, if he's able to do this. First, decides to take it in the air. No ceiling touch on the ball, which is perfect. The setup, the musty, Rxii! Absolute ice in his veins in the final moments. How does he keep getting away with it? He does it in style. Looks good in the past few. Reset on the goal line, gets in front of the ball. Joreuz has the save, but great landing from Rxii to potentially recover. Joreuz actually a really good pinch off the side wall in order to counterattack. Rxii bumps him. Rxii has an open net. This should be a Rxii goal, and it is. The back and forth with an unbelievable pinch to put himself within 1. And the most clutch air dribble we've seen in a while. Rxii up 1-0 in this best of 5. Crazy, although I think that last game was certainly the pinnacle. Can he finish it off? It's a long way to go. I saw this qualifier that I set up to all happen in one day, and last second. Rxii on the bounce. Joreuz not challenging him. Doesn't make his shot early. He sees Joreuz being passive. You see that turn away. Rxii has been impenetrable when it comes to goal line 50s. What a shot! The midfield boost, which means he's forced into the back corner, but still he makes it back to save. To the post. Might have had a better angle. Joreuz, he was trying to set up a flick and then flop down on the ground. Did Rxii score this? No, again, he hits off the slight curve where the post meets the ground. Rxii just can't seem to get his third goal. Joreuz just handed it to him. Certainly that's it. Joreuz from the back corner. The pogo shot. Rxii has the read. How does he have the read on everything? I don't understand. These shots from Joreuz have done well to mix up and make it hard to defend. Joreuz gets a high pop on that pogo, but Rxii just has the read. He's still able to score. Hootie hopping over from his side of the bracket. Right back. Joreuz undercut. These guys just going wall to wall. Joreuz stealing reset. This time gets enough power that Rxii is not able to stop it. We saw a similar shot earlier that Rxii maybe didn't go quite as high to the ceiling. Rxii, air dribble bump, connects with Joreuz to retake the lead. To work with, decides to just power on a shot that Joreuz will certainly save. Actually casually saves as he collects and has more than enough boost to work with. Joreuz will tie the game. I wonder if Rxii wishes he had controlled that ball instead of just... Joreuz misses the midfield boost. Rxii gonna look to punish. Pops for an air dribble bump. Actually has to go back down to the ground and bumps Joreuz on the ground. Not often do you see somebody getting away with an air dribble bump like this, where they separate themselves that much from the ball and have to land back down, but he can calmly collect this. The fake challenge got Joreuz to flick the ball, and Rxii will send it away. 2-0 for Rxii. 2 games back. Rxii did eventually clutch it in the final game. I believe it was a bit more back and forth. Out of the jaws of defeat than any player I've seen. Not only does he do it in series, things have gone awry for Joreuz. Anyone who said he's rising to the top and things have gone awry all deserve a nice timeout. Joreuz has decided to turn on sicko mode. Multiple resets to go over the top of Rxii is cringe, then I don't think I know what's cool anymore. I think I've lost touch with the kids. You missed a save. Yeah, I noticed that. I looked away as I was trying to understand why chat was calling something cringe. This is a great setup. Actually gets a soft touch, but sometimes that works. And this comes off the back of very successful flicks earlier in the series. The pair is back. The pair who did a VIP coin flip 2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness, what an own goal. There have been a lot of awesome own goals in my time as a Rocket League commentator, but this one is maybe one of the best. He just taps it in his own net. Barely uncontested. Luckily, he makes it up for it right away. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like Joreuz is trying to make a point there with that flick. But also slams it over the top. This should be a goal. Even if the first one's not in. Saved with ease. Rxii able to save with speed. Joreuz has been trying to get this, and I commend his constant attempts to do it. He has wanted a psycho in a 1v1 match. I think he ultimately didn't want the ball to come to a complete stop. He'd rather carry it than let it hit the ground. So he does ultimately decide with a minute 15. To the air is Joreuz. Air dribble bump. Joreuz again. This time doesn't flick, as it hasn't been working well for him. Instead, tries to hold on to his flip and maybe punish a potential boost grab, which didn't happen. So now Joreuz dribble. Rxii tries to challenge early. This should be easy for Joreuz to get. Yeah, I don't think Rxii. Joreuz, long distance shot. Rxii punished for moving to the wall. Decides to go grab 100 boosts at the midfield. He continues to do this kind of magic, right? As Joreuz takes at least 1 game win. Ton of separation on the other. Joreuz is about to throw a crazy clip on if he can score to start this one. That's kind of always been the Joreuz game. Joreuz, little backwards wave dash. It almost looked like into the ball there. Wait, is it going to let us see this again? This setup on the wall. Wow. Wait, am I looking at that right? Diagonal front flip? And then his nose hits and that slams his tail back into the ground too. It would make more sense that way. Rxii's going to get a second goal as he escapes the back half. He should have been more than out of the range of at. Joreuz, wall to air dribble, and falls back off the ball, threatening the backflip. Rxii flies over the top of the challenge. Rxii chasing him down though. He does manage to do so, but a miss at the midfield is going to leave the net wide open for Rxii. These guys were playing at top speed in the midfield, but instead he goes flying past and lets Rxii have a freebie kickoff goal. Stopped out by Rxii. Rxii has had a really good defensive day on the goal line. He has been an absolute brick wall. To the back corner, there's that flip again to land to the wall, and it actually turns into a shot that Rxii can't get to. Go back and watch this from Joreuz's perspective. Just a quick dash onto the wall, and it seems like Joreuz is on the verge of potentially pulling away from Rxii. Jessical, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Joreuz leaning back into the reset. There's the 50. Joreuz, another 9-3. There it is. There's the forfeit. Rxii's had enough. I'll let this replay go in for no real reason. And we'll end the game. We're going to game 5 again with Rxii. Rxii trying to get the longest possible day here. Started to work his way back. But can he do it again? Back into net after grabbing midfield boost. Joreuz, the flick. Rxii has the read. Some offense too. He can't just continue to defend the many Joreuz attacks. He needs to be able to get a goal, and this might be it. The long shot. What a defensive stand. Rxii, how many saves does he have? Gets 4 saves. Joreuz is going to go the whole distance as Rxii look to try and bump him on the back wall. He'll play. Kickoffs have a way of resetting all of that. That bump. Ooh, Rxii trying to go all in. That's going to get him scored on. Joreuz gets a third. It's like such a crucial moment in this game where Joreuz has gotten a little bit of an edge. And Rxii's offense has been lacking. And if I'm right, and that was as critical as I felt it was, Rxii getting absolutely continue. Joreuz was always going to be one of the toughest opponents. More time. Rxii needs to score on this take. Off the ceiling. The ball falls into a reset. The wave dash. No 50. Joreuz keeps it out. Rxii needed that goal, and he needed a kickoff miracle, and it didn't happen. Joreuz ends the magical run from Rxii. GG's from him today. But Joreuz proves to be too much. The reverse sweep as he heads his way to the final.